Well, hello everybody. Welcome back to the World Cup. I am Bob Noxious, sitting alongside the one, the only, Mellow Joe.
Hey, and it's great to be here. There's a lot of great roller derby action coming up in just a few minutes and all weekend long right here on DerbyNewsNetwork.com. A lot of great derby action, and I just can't wait for it. Right now, what are we looking at, Bob?
Well, As we sit here in front of an argument over who's the sound guy. Sorry about that. There we go. Now we can hear. This really is a very, obviously, I think the most monumental thing that's happened in roller derby. I was fortunate enough to be back, go all the way back to the original Dust Devil, and I think I was more excited about coming to see this. And the vibe here is just unbelievable, isn't it, Joe?
Yeah, I think what we're seeing right now is like a pose-off between New Zealand and Team USA.
Yeah, this is actually a New Zealand haka. Haka is a tradition that goes back to the tribes. It was kind of basically the same as dropping the gauntlet. What they did was a haka was a certain dance to basically challenge another tribe to battle. But it's been adapted into sports, and it is now more of a we welcome the challenge and look forward to playing you kind of thing.
Yeah, definitely a sense of national pride coming from that here as we're about to get underway in Toronto. Really got the fans fired up here as well.
Now, the interesting thing about this haka, Joe, is that they designed that specifically for this event. So it's they went and choreographed it, put all that together, and I'll tell you, I can't line dance. There's no way I was going to be able to do that, man. Not that I'd want to.
I've got two left feet as well, so I think we're in the same boat on that one.
Well, I tell you what, why don't we quickly go ahead and run through the rosters.
Certainly. I guess I'll take Team USA. I've got it in front of me here. Number 000, Erkin Jerkin from Rocky Mountain. Number 2, Donna Matrix from Gotham. Number 3, Adam Matrix from Ole. Number 21, Psychobabble from Rocky Mountain. Number 23, Fisticuffs from Gotham. Number 25, Varla Vendetta from Windy City. Number 27, Deranged from Rocky Mountain. Number 29, Sassy from Ole. Number 54, White Flight from Rose City. Well, it looks like we're underway here, Bob.
Yeah, and it looks like we're going to have number 3, Animatrix, who's going to try to work her way through the pack. She'll be lead jammer, Joe. And we've got a lot going on back in turn 2. But it appears that, yep, 2D Tin Whistle's telling us that Animatrix has scored her first Grand Slam already. And I'll tell you, the jammer that's out there right now for New Zealand, she's not going anywhere in a hurry.
Yeah, she's having a hard time making it through this wall of red, white, and blue. Animatrix again makes her way through the pack. Another Grand Slam, another nickel in the bank for Team USA.
And I tell you, those are 3 women I wouldn't want to have to be stuck behind unless I was in line at the bar, I guess.
Right. Yeah, it doesn't work out so well on the track. Not just some of the best skaters in the sport right now, but some of the best skaters the sport has ever seen.
And yep, after trying as hard as she could to get through, that's going to be number 8, Evil Knievel for New Zealand. That's going to end up with a major penalty.
Team USA in a power jam now. More than 30 points it looks like here. Make that 35 points. is that 7 power jams or 7 grand slams in a single jam?
I think that it could have been. And for the moment, you'll just have to forgive us. We're fighting a lot of visual distractions here. Is there any way we can get you over a little bit? That'd be awesome. Thank you. There we go. Ask and you shall receive, Joe.
All right. Now we can see the track a little better.
Oh my, what a move right there. That's going to be number 340 from the U.S. Bonnie Thunders.
An incredible skater. We've seen her score 100 points by herself in games before, so I would expect to see a lot of points out of her here tonight, Bob.
Yeah, and you're exactly right. She's got that tremendous body fake that she had thrown there. Juked herself right out of her own skates pretty much. And New Zealand actually not doing a bad job with Bonnie as far as being able to hold her up a little bit.
Well, you know what? One of the things about Team USA is that there's the most video out there on the internet to study of your opponents if you're going up against Team USA.
Well, you know what? Really what it comes down to, Joe, and not so much this year, maybe not so much in the next year or two, but it's going to come down to traveling distance and practice.
Yeah.
And I think what you're going to end up seeing is countries like New Zealand, countries like England, Scotland, Ireland, that already have a very significant advantage in the ability to get together and practice.
That's right. Well, and Team Scotland is primarily 2 leagues, and they're 45 minutes apart. So when you figure in like how well those skaters already knew each other going into preparing for the World Cup, you have to think that those communication advantages have got to be a big help on the track.
Yeah, and it will be and it certainly will be against teams that are similarity. And right there, we are going to see number 55. That can only be Susie Hot Rod.
Susie Hot Rod has kind of become the face of our sport. Recently featured in ESPN magazine, The Body Issue.
Yeah, you're right, Joe. And Susie Hot Rod really always has been the face of the sport. Having come out of New York City, playing in a punk band and playing roller derby was just about the perfect mix, I think. Oh, look at that. Susie's not only going to get to the front, she's going to turn around, put a little booty block on her New Zealand opponent. And that's Miss Metal Militia.
Susie calls off the jam. You know, one thing you're going to see from these Gotham skaters in this is they never slow down at all, especially the jammers, and they always keep that low stance until they call it off. They don't even raise up to call off the jam.
Oh, yeah. What's unfortunate at the moment is the start that you're going to see, only because Joy Collision, to me, is the fastest skater in our sport off the line. I have seen her take 4 steps on people I thought were pretty darn good.
Yeah, and she's demonstrating that right now. She's lead jammer.
Yeah,
Axel
she got
Slasher, excuse me, still caught up in the pack. Axel Slasher takes a spill in turn 4.
Yeah, she had a little help from somebody that wasn't a friend. And right now she's stuck behind number 23, Fisticuffs. And I tell you, Fisticuffs has been doing this since she started out in Tucson. She may be on her 8th season.
Wow.
I don't think what people realize is that Team USA is likely skating with an average length of experience that is longer than most of the teams playing.
That's right, yeah. That's a very good point, because not only is it a higher average than the other teams, but it may be to the point where it's longer than some of the other teams have had roller derby in their country.
Oh, yeah, no, absolutely, there's no question. Susie Hot Rod, Fisticuffs, Donna Matrix, Teflon Donna, have all been skating longer than probably the first international team has.
Yeah.
And we're going to see Animatrix line up one more time against Evel Knievel. And as we are hearing Mike Riot from New Zealand on the live call, it's fun to hear a couple different accents.
It is.
Other than Southern ones, man.
Yeah. I'm used to being the one with an accent. I love it.
And I think really the difference we're seeing so far as Animatrix goes by Evel Knievel is in pack play, Joe. There's no question. We're running a very tight pack in Team USA. New Zealand getting very spread out, which is just jammer paradise for the most part.
Oh, definitely. Erkin Jerkin now on the line for Team USA.
And you may wonder why, why go to this if you're New Zealand? Because you have to.
Yeah.
Because you cannot stop the speed.
Yeah.
And look at that. They're not through the first turn. Erkin Jerkin is already through, even with that back wall up against the jam line. In the meantime, Evel Knievel is trapped. And that's initially going to be by number 29, Sassy from Oli. And I think she's going to get handed off to a 2-wall.
It looks that way.
And again, here we go. This is what I was talking about before, Joe. They're on an offensive stance. You want to slow the pack down, and you want to make sure that pack is tight and not spread out. And what they do is they bring it together. Of course, skater like Erkin Jerkin probably doesn't need a lot of offensive help in a game like this.
So true. She's able to find the gap anytime one is there and just skate right through it, as she did here on this last pass. You can't give her an inch because she'll take it and score 5 points with it.
And right now, everything comes to a very, very slow crawl in the second turn. Team USA now picks it up. They're going to run a trap. Looks like they're going to get the 20 feet. And that's going to let Erkin and Jerkin keep going.
You know, I don't envy any team going up against Team USA in this thing, just because the experience level on Team USA is just off the charts.
And look at what a great move right there as we see Psychobabble up front, helping command the front of the pack, and then immediately recognizes that she needs to get to the back, jumps into a 2-wall with Akers, I believe, and is able to slow that jammer up some more. That's just a whole different skill set, Joe. That takes a long time, a lot of commitment, and a lot of good coaching.
It certainly does. And the thing about Team USA is, we've talked about their experience factor, but the other advantage that they have is the caliber of opponents they face in their regular season. Just some of the best skaters in the USA. Some of the best
teams. My, I'm sorry to cut you off there, Joe. Susie Harrod lines up to the outside the wall at the jam line, misses her completely, and it's bye-bye.
Beautiful maneuver. And again, on the inside, another 5 points for Team USA.
And unfortunately for New Zealand, it's Miss Metal Militia who's going to get sent to the penalty box. And they're going to, and Susie Hot Rod unopposed is not something I'd like to have to face as a coach, I don't think.
No. What we're going to have to see more of from New Zealand is trying to figure out a way to slow down these USA jammers.
Now right there, the good job of having the right idea as they slow it down, put a wall up front, but Team USA doing a nice job of stepping in front and trapping one of the rearmost players, and then, of course, they hit 20 feet, and she's got to be let go.
That's right. Hurricane Hori, I think, got too far out there, picking up a major penalty now, going to the penalty box for New Zealand.
Oh, look at that. I believe that was maybe Psychobabble that just backed up a player enough to let Susie through the inside.
Number 64, Skate the Muss, sent to the box, but released. Perhaps she went to the box on a minor instead of a major. Looks like she was waved off at the box.
Oh, nice. Wow, what a collision there. As Donna Matrix, another original Gotham girl, puts a shoulder back into her opponent. And at this point, all the action is in the pack. The jammers have been skating out there pretty much unopposed for the U.S. as far as, oh, Susie Hot Rod gonna jump the apex. Why not pull a few more?
Why not? It's a nice move. I love the apex jump. It's like the slam dunk of our sport. You know,
Yeah.
it's the thing that not everybody can do, and the ones who do it so well, and they make it look so easy, and it's not at all.
I tell you, Joe, I think that's the perfect analogy for that right there.
It's one of those things. They do it with such grace, it looks like it's easy. You know, like when we used to watch Michael Jordan dunk back in the day, he made it look easy, and you thought you could do it, and then you tried it, and you can't.
Yeah, my vertical lift is about, 3/4 of an inch on a good day.
Yeah. I'd hate to see, you know, I could probably get higher up in the air taking a can opener from one of these women than I could trying to jump on my own.
No, you're absolutely right about that. And of course, we haven't even seen, we have not even seen Jukebox skate. And Jukebox, who, if you've not seen the YouTube video, and of course, I'm not picking on Nashville. That just happens to be where it happened. She has 2 almost complete corner apex jumps in one jam.
Yeah.
And it's unbelievable. You need to find that. So as we take a look here, it looks like we're gonna have Axel Slasher, and she is part of the Northland Nightmares in New Zealand. New Zealand with about 24 leagues or so, I think about 17 that are registered on the Derby roster.
Yeah, they've got quite a growing Derby community down there, very healthy, especially for, you know, a place the size it is. That's a lot of teams, really.
And of course, getting through right now, we're gonna have number 340, Bonnie Thunders again.
Bonnie Thunders had an excellent showing this year at the WFTDA Big 5 during the Eastern Region playoffs.
Oh!
She goes to the inside, picks up 4 more points.
I tell you, Joe, she doesn't just go through the inside, she worked that. That was one of the few times that one of our jammers has really not had a lane of some sort to go through. But that is Gotham, tenacious. Always tenacious.
You have to wonder too, with some of the rivalries between the teams that are that make up Team USA, how that played into their preparation. Bonnie Thunders gets called on the track cut, going to the penalty box. Even New Zealand's jammer in a power jam for the first time so far in this bout. Just under 5 minutes remain in the first half.
Yeah, Pachinko's going to go ahead and send number 79, Solid Sarge, who appears to be just that. Very, very tall, very, very powerful. But she falls backwards and basically sits on one of the U.S. players as she falls. She's going to do time for that. And we're going to see that wall build itself up front again. And I tell you right now, Coming out on the track, we've got Erkin Jerkin, we've got Frida Beater, we've got one of my favorites of all time, Teflon Donna. And it looks like maybe Deranged is the other one. Evil Knievel's going to come back out again. New Zealand with not a very deep jammer rotation, at least at this point.
Not so far. And these skaters for Team USA, they're very good at figuring out strategies for particular jammers. You know, we're approaching halftime now, and they'll be able to develop some strategies during the half after having been on the track with these guys for 20 minutes now.
And we're looking at a score of 158-0 in the first 20-minute half of this qualifying bout at the World Cup. And I'll tell you, I know that's a lot of points and that's a big difference, Joe. And I know that we always want to give props to the other team, but New Zealand does not strike me as a team that is going to take a beating like this from very many other teams.
No, I don't think so. These caliber of skaters, it's not. The score doesn't really reflect necessarily all the skill that the opponents have.
I mean, New Zealand, one thing that's really impressed me about New Zealand is the fact that they have no qualms about playing physical.
That's right.
I mean, this is a pretty physical team.
And that's what it's going to take, I think, to get in the head of these Team USA players. So, like, they're going to have to play the mental game, I think, if they want to put some points on the board here. Try and just mess with them a little bit.
Well, yeah, I think you're right, Joe. I think you're right. I think maybe it takes a couple of hits, but right now, Team USA is playing smarter, not harder.
That's
right.
I mean,
there's no question.
That's right.
They've got two bodies on a jammer, whereas, and I don't mean even walled, basically almost running into each other. They've got her fenced to the inside with two people, where New Zealand might be putting four up front trying to stop a jammer that way. I'm actually quite surprised at how quick Team USA is to react, because this isn't a team that's practiced more than probably about 3 or 4 times.
Yeah, I think they had a practice after the WFTDA championships, and then there was one somewhere before that, and that's been pretty much about it for a full team practice. These girls and all their schedules, it's hard, and the size of the country does make a difference too, the geography of it, trying to get that many people together in the same place, same time.
Now, Joe, let's talk a little bit about geography. There's a little geographic leaning to the east and west, I think. I don't think there's anybody on the roster from the South Central region.
I think there's one person from North and one person from South Central, and then
Little A will be playing in the Stars and Stripes bout. She's from Tampa.
Right. So the other regions did have some alternates, I think, but
the actual elimination bracket is pretty much East and West players, and you throw Jukebox into that.
That's right. Yeah, East Coast. You know, you've got teams like Gotham and Philly. West region has
Ole, Rocky, Seattle, maybe one. We've got Rose City, we've got Ole and Rocky, and we've got one or two from Denver also.
We've seen some excellent team play. A nice juke in there.
That was actually a nice move there, right by I think it was Perky Nana, who had Animatrix dead to rights and pinned out against the outside line, but slippery enough to get over.
The wheel.
Yeah. And I would tell Pachinko that in most cases, having 7 but not 8, you'll still get by, but it ain't going to work in this case, Joe.
No, it sure isn't.
And ladies and gentlemen, that is going to be the half with a score of 203-0. And right now, this is going very similarly to the Team Canada, Team France bout.
That's right.
Which had a final score, which was in about the 220s, 230s, to about 8 or 9 points.
The unofficial final was 244 Canada, France 17. So, yeah.
You're making the rest of us look bad, man. I can't remember a score to save my life.
I can't usually remember anything. Plenty of people can back me up on that. I made a note.
There you go. Well, let's take a moment, though, and explain what it is that you're watching.
That's right. This is a little different from what roller derby fans might be accustomed to, especially when it comes to tournaments.
Exactly. Actually, if for those of us who have been around since the Mesozoic era of roller derby, yeah, exactly. We used to do this kind of thing in playoffs in the early days, where we had qualifying pools. You would play every team inside of your pool, which is exactly what Team USA is doing. Their pool consists of
Yeah, we've got the United States, New Zealand,
and one more, which we cannot name off the top of our heads.
Scotland's the other team. This is Group C. We've got all the teams divided into A, B, C, and D groups. Group A is Brazil, Sweden, Canada, and France. Group B, Australia, Finland, and Germany. And Group D, Argentina,